Okay, everyone, welcome once again to Mastic Radio Control Submarine Base. This is Sub Ed here, and here we are testing the ballast tank for the Shark. It has just started pumping water into it. It's a pump displacement system. You can see the water coming in, the tank, and the level of water in the tank is rising, and the air is being pushed out from the top down through the tubing through a check valve, and it's bubbling out there where you can see it. So this process takes approximately 30 seconds, and here we are. The tank is fully flooded and the model would be submerged at this point. So here we are in a moment. We are commencing a surface where the other pump has energized in the inline pump system, and the tank is currently emptying. As you can see it there, air is actually being drawn in from up above through that white tube, through the check valve into the top of the main ballast tank, and the water is being pulled out from the bottom through the pump set. Again, this is about another 30 seconds, and you can see at this point the tank is emptied. The tank is approximately 75 cubic inches in volume. As you know, I believe this system lends itself to the larger boats with large volume ballast tanks, with advantages such as not requiring large amounts of onboard gas to blow the tank, nor does it spout water out of the snorkel mask like a whale when the tank became full, well known with older windshield washer pump-driven ballast systems. Also, unlike those gear-driven pumps, these radial pumps allow water to flow past them, so a gas system can be used for backup. Credit of the design, as far as I know, belongs to the godfather of RC submarines, Mr. Skip Assay, who of course developed it back in the 90s for his Albacore RC sub, then offered by Subtech. A more detailed description of the system can be seen on my SSN-591 ballast system functional test video. Since the second major refit of 591, I have been using it with great success. On this third refit, a build defect developed causing the tank to leak. Basically, the forward bulkhead separated, creating a slow leak when surfaced and a major leak when she fail-safed. I subsequently repaired and strengthened her, believing the longer time it takes to have the tank void of water through the plumbing allows for a higher sustained pressure in the tank, which unlike your normal gas boat whose tank is open to sea. While the tank was out of the boat, I decided to see what actually happens during a normal dive and surface, which you just already seen. Also, I wanted to see a fail-safe blow to determine exactly how long it takes to purge the tank, because then I would know how long to actually set the fail-safe blow duration. What I discovered was not what I thought actually happens, but now it actually makes sense and explains a lot of what I had been experiencing without knowing the cause. Having filled the tank again, I commenced the full blow. It's here where I learned the value of understanding exactly what was going on and how it differed from what I thought. In this time lapse, it took a full 2 1/2 minutes to completely purge the tank. But that's not the sad part. What that is that I clearly see that the tank is not only pushing water out of the lower plumbing, but that due to the resistance of forcing water through the pumps, we see that the gas is also following out the path of least resistance and coming out the air vent hose at the top, moving down below the tank and out the check valve. In engineering terms, we say, not cool. All that stored energy being wasted. This also explains why I seem to go through so much propel. Perhaps Skip's original 4-bladed paddle pump had less resistance, so no gas was lost through the upper vent hose to the T valve and thence overboard. Having tested the flow rate through the clippered flow valve in this test of a standard open to sea bell jar style ballast tank, it takes 2 seconds to purge 400 milliliters of water, which means that a standard tank sized for the Shark would only need just over 6 seconds to completely void. Now for the lesson I received in all of this. I had been striving in the past several years to perfect a ballast system suitable for large models, the 1/48th or 1/32nd scale beasts. My design requirements are: 1. It be completely reliable, with the fewest points of failure possible. 2. Incorporate a failsafe that will surface the boat even with the snorkel submerged. 3. Proportionately less gas for a failsafe as to not carry a large volume of gas expected with larger boats. 4. Easy to fabricate without special tools. 5. Off-the-shelf items with no expected end of life or can easily be substituted. 6. Easy to service and repair. While I thought the ballast system did in fact meet all the requirements, we can actually see that this particular design doesn't. It simply uses way more gas than I thought, and half of that is wasted. The intent was to use a snorkel so I can electronically flood and drain the tank without the use of gas, so any carried aboard is reserved strictly for the failsafe, thus keeping the propel tank small and minimizing changes in underway trim, because very little gas, if any, is used while underway. I'll tell you, I did like the realistic diving and surfacing. Fabrication, maintenance, and part procurement was a breeze, but that loss of gas is unacceptable, to me at least. Also, I'm not about to further complicate the system like adding a normally open solenoid valve to the air vent or some other modification. I plan to live with it as is, at least through the end of the 2018 sailing season. But over the winter I plan to do an upgrade, which in fact will be a drastic change in design, yet will actually have little effort in incorporating. This new design will also be utilized on the 2 boats I'm working on this off-season, both with large volume ballast tanks, a 1/15th scale U91035, also known as Proteus, it's a Teskey hull, and the 1/48th scale SSN-591 USS Key West, a DeBoer 688 hull which will be modified as a Flight 2 variant. I'll have a video on the new tank system for 591 and the other large boats after it's been tested. So, always remember your 7 P's. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And as always, may your surfacings always outnumber your dives. Have a great day.